Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was not planning to make this video. I recently posted on my YouTube community page that there was a recent Chanel price increase that went into effect across Europe. And I said in that post, I'm not going to bother to make a video, but since then I've received so many messages and DMs on Instagram and questions that I figured, let me just do this video, make it an opportunity to have a dialogue in the comment section. And by the way, since I posted that on my community page, I started to play around and do some calculations of my own, which is why I have my calculator, and I had some interesting findings, so I thought I'd share those in this video as well. So let me just back up a bit. For those of you who are not already aware, Chanel, yes, did another price increase across Europe this time. That is the second price increase that they've done in Europe this year. So my European subbies who are watching this, they've already been affected. And on the post from yesterday, one of you commented that this is the time of year when you start putting together like your holiday wish list, your Christmas wish list, and it's frustrating, right? It's disappointing when you think something is a certain price. It already went up in price a few months ago, and yet again, it's gone up this week. So I get it. For my European subbies out there, I feel for you. I just know that it's around the corner. It's coming for our US market because this is what happens. So long story short, Chanel doesn't like it when tourists from outside of Europe travel to Europe. Let's say they go to the Paris boutique and they're able to score a quote unquote bargain. And I use quotes because we all know that there are no such things as bargains when it comes to Chanel. But up until this week, you could technically fly from the US to Paris, as an example, and buy a Chanel classic flap and save some money, meaning with the conversion rates, the lower European prices, and the VAT refund that you could qualify for, you'd net out with a lower price overall equal to a certain amount of savings, right? So a lot of times people will say, I'm going to hold off until I travel to Europe on my next vacation, and that's when I'm going to buy my next item, my next bag. Well, Chanel doesn't like that. So what they do is called global price harmonization. This is not a new technique. It's not a new term. They've done this many times in the past, and they're doing it again this time. They've raised the prices on the European market, and therefore there really is no incentive for an American or someone outside of Europe to go there and try to get a better deal, because it's really not a better deal now. So I'm going to share with you the exact prices, the increases, the increased percentages, the amounts, and do some calculations to kind of bring this to life, okay? So I just want to give credit to the Purse Bop. If you're not following the Purse Bop on Instagram, they're usually one of the first to break any kind of Chanel news or even Hermes news. And I got some of this information from them. So they mentioned that this week, the Chanel Germany website already posted the new European prices. So these right here, these two columns are all in euros. And so let's take a look. Here, first of all, for my American viewers, here are the current US retail prices. If anyone needed a reminder, here's where we're sitting: $8,200 on the small classic flap, $8,800 on the medium classic flap, and $9,500 on the jumbo. So let's just do a little quick flashback. This one here that I bought from the boutique, medium classic flap, I got it for $6,800 last year. That means this has gone up by $2,000 in a year, which is crazy. Anyway, yeah, the price increases have been fast and furious, very aggressive, very frequent. Okay, the old European prices up until last week was $7,750 on the small, $8,250 on the medium, and $8,900 on the jumbo. They've recently increased the small to $8,450, the medium to $8,990, and the jumbo to $9,700, again, all in euros. If you do the math, this is approximately a 9% increase across each size, okay? So round it up, it's almost 10% increase on each of these bags. From what I understand, they're also planning to raise the prices on ready-to-wear and other categories, perhaps SLGs. As we know, the wallet on chain is still considered an SLG, small leather good item. Those will probably go up about 5%. So it seems like all categories will be affected. All right. Now, here's the thing I wanted to point out. Under here is another flap. I was curious, of course, you guys know me and my Excel spreadsheets and my calculations. This is the shortest Excel spreadsheet I'm sharing. You guys know when I usually do price increase videos on Chanel or Louis Vuitton, I've got like a long tracker with a lot of detailed numbers, but this is pretty short. But look at this. I found this to be really interesting. I decided to convert the new prices in euros back to US dollars just because I wanted to know. So this is what we're looking at. When you take the current European prices, the newly raised prices, and you convert them to USD, you get 87.06 approximately for the small classic flat. Then you get 92.62 for the medium, and then you get 99.94, which is essentially $10,000 for the jumbo. This is based on today's conversion rate. Obviously, this will fluctuate a bit, but here's what we're looking at converted back to US dollars. Now let's go back to the original column. Do you see this? The European prices converted to US dollars is now higher. Look at that. It's pretty significantly higher than the current US retail prices that you would get here in the States. Now, we have to factor in tax, okay? So that's why I have my calculator. Now, a lot of people go to Europe because the prices were usually better, not anymore, but also because of the VAT refund. And by the way, the VAT refund can be very quick or it can take months. I've heard of people waiting months for the VAT refund. So you basically pay up front and then you're waiting and hopefully they will reimburse you. So that's just something to keep in mind. But let's just take a look at the small classic flat price currently, again, 8,200. And I'm going to use New York tax rate because that's what I'm familiar with, which is 8.875. That is the tax if you were shopping in New York City, and then you add it back. So the small classic flap in US dollars here in New York would cost you $8,927.75. That is not that far off from what you would be paying in Europe. Look at that. It's like a $200 difference. And then if for some reason you've got bad luck and you get caught in the airport and you have to pay customs duties, you might actually lose money. Now, I have heard in the last few months a lot of people getting caught with customs duties on the way back. And so I think it's more likely nowadays than in the past to get caught and have to pay those fines if you don't declare properly, if you don't declare accurately on the way back in when you fly back home. So, I mean, even if you were able to pull it off, it's a mere $200 savings, not to mention you paid for flights and hotel to go where you're going. And if you do have to wind up paying customs duties, you're likely to lose money. So you didn't get any kind of bargain whatsoever by purchasing your bag in Europe. Let's do the same. Just because I'm like that. I want to get into the details. Let's do the same on the medium classic flap. I won't bother with the jumbo. Let's just try it one more time with the medium. Okay. In New York, the medium will cost you $9,581 with New York City tax. And in Europe, the US conversion winds up being $9,262. So again, it's like $200, $300. Right? $300. And again, if you get hit up with customs duties or you don't get your VAT refund for some reason, there's like a screw up, it's really not worth it. I mean, if you're going to travel to Europe anyway, have fun, have a blast, do everything you would want to do in Europe. But to travel to Europe to try to score a deal on Chanel or Louis Vuitton or really many other brands, I think they're going to follow suit. It's just not worth it anymore, right? Here's the other thing. I wonder if Chanel has increased their prices in a way that there's a little bit of wiggle room to then go back and increase US prices again this year. Okay? So I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but I'm just a realist at this point. I think most of us are just numb and desensitized to these price increases. I have said repeatedly on this channel, Chanel is a company. They are a business, so we can't really expect them to be, I don't know. They want profits. They want profits. They want money. That's how it goes, whether we like it or not. So I'm not naive to the fact that this is how it works. And for whatever reason that's driving their decisions to do all these price increases, that's their decision, right? They're not publicly traded, so they don't have to appease the public. They might lose customers, but from a financial standpoint, when it comes to financial decisions, they can do what they want, essentially. So I'm not naive to that. And I also am very much aware that this is completely a first world problem. It's not even a problem. We can walk away anytime. But if you're on this channel and you're watching this video, just know that we talk about luxury and frivolous things. So, because I got some comments saying like, this is a first world problem. No kidding. It's obviously a first world problem. We're talking about expensive, ridiculously expensive handbags because they're brand name. Okay, let's be real. If you don't think it's worth it, I think you just need to click out. I think you need to just stop buying. And interestingly enough, I put a poll on my Instagram and I asked everyone to choose from 3 responses about how they're feeling about Chanel these days. And the first response was, my love runs deep, meaning really it doesn't matter, I still love Chanel, essentially. Second response was, my love for Chanel is drying up. And the third response was, Chanel never had my love anyway. Okay, so those are the people that don't own Chanel, don't really like Chanel, not a fan of Chanel, don't really care. Okay. The overwhelming majority of votes were for option number 2, which is my love for Chanel is drying up. So these are people that loved Chanel or aspired to own Chanel, were essentially fans of the brand for whatever reasons, whether it because of the history, the story of Gabrielle Chanel, the designs, the aesthetics, the fashion behind it, whatever, Karl Lagerfeld, whatever. We all have our own individual reasons for being attracted to a brand. But it was over 60% saying that their love for Chanel is drying up, which tells me people are going to slow down. I think people have already slowed down. People are going to walk away. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting kind of insight I wanted to share with you all. I don't want to end on this note because I think it's such a downer. So I want to show you something. This right here, I have done a sneak preview in previous videos. I haven't unboxed it yet. I will soon, but this is for you guys. This is a giveaway from me to you, just as a sign of my gratitude for all your support and your kindness and just for being here, being part of this community. I picked this up a little while ago, and the only reason why I haven't officially kicked off the giveaway yet is because I'll be trying to travel as much as possible with my kids before the end of the summer and they go back to school. In fact, I'm packed and I'm ready to leave in the next hour. So I don't want to officially announce this and then not be home to monitor the giveaway and also not be home to select the giveaway winner and ship this out in a timely manner. So I was thinking I better be strategic about this. I need to finish up my travel and then I will reveal this, and this way I'll be home and I can really pay attention. But yeah, this is an item from me to you, again, just as a gratitude giveaway. So please stay tuned for this. I wanted to end on a positive, happy note versus on this note, because this is like, ugh, stink. It leaves a bad taste in our mouths. Some of you have asked me, will other brands follow suit? Yeah, I think so. I have heard already there's murmurings that Louis Vuitton is going to do this soon as well, meaning the global price harmonization across Europe. So yes, and generally speaking, mid to late fall, in the autumn sometime, is when we see another round of price increases. So again, just being a realist, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another round of price increases, maybe in October, November timeframe, right before the holidays. So brace yourselves for that. If you are on the market to buy something, maybe get it sooner rather than later. I don't know if you can, but yeah, that's all I have for you today. Like I said, I did not want to make this video, but I felt it was necessary with all the dialogue and the messages that I was receiving. Now we can all talk about it together in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're feeling about Chanel. If you're in Europe, Please share your thoughts as well, because I know this has directly impacted you and it's an immediate effect already taken place. If you're a US customer who was planning to travel to Europe in the near future, what are you planning to do? I'd just love to know. So yeah, leave me a comment down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be informative and helpful in any way. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.